You okay?
Yeah.
I'm about to be the biggest asshole on the planet. They're filming over there.
You shouldn't turn it over anymore with that stuff in the carburetor. So clean the carburetor out before we turn it over to see if it's got spark. I'm trying to figure out why it doesn't spark.
So, problem I ran into when cleaning the carburetor, that is a rock. I gotta be very careful with what I'm doing here, because if that ends up on the other side of this carburetor, I'm gonna have a very big problem. Try and pull it. Just like that. Look at that, that's what's in the carburetor. This is wildly brittle, but figured I'd check inside the float bowl just to look for birds, rocks, or dead mice. And it seems to be honestly in pretty okay condition. But now I also have a straighter shot at everything inside the carburetor. I'm gonna try to do all this without taking it off the truck, because when I take it off the truck, then I need a new gasket, then anything inside the carburetor or on the intake is gonna fall in the truck. Just to save my own headache, I'm just going to tear it apart while it's on top of the truck, with the intake closed. Nothing can get in the engine, and I'll try to clean it out as best as I can and put it all back together and fire it up. What is that?
Ground strap.
Oh.
Thank you.
That smells.
A little stinky.
It's horrendous. This stuff you're not supposed to breathe. There's fur on one
There's
side of it.
fur. There's fur on one side of it, but I'm gonna clean it off a little bit. Inside the carburetor, it's a lot of stuff right there. A lot of mouse fecal. A lot of stuff that should not at all be inside of a carburetor. So I'm gonna start cleaning this out and putting it all back together. Pretty simple design. There's not a lot to it. So inherently means there's not a lot to clean. So I'm gonna clean what I can and put the carb back together and go from there. Alright, so I got the inside pretty cleaned out. Here, I'm not if I borrow the camera so I can show it. Got it pretty dialed in. I mean, there's not really much more I can do to it except hose it down with brake cleaner. And I'm going to try to put it all back together the way I found it, if not better. And now there's no more crap in it, so we can cross that off the list and move on. This gasket is a little
Banged up,
to say the least. This is a budget build. I'm going to reuse it because I still have to see if there's spark before I rebuild the carburetor. Got it?
got it.
All right.
What are you doing?
Trying to avoid the camera.
The forbidden Kool-Aid. Now what does that do?
Gasoline. Put a little oil in it.
Okay.
probably not the right thing to do at all, but I'm just trying to shine it up a little bit. Don't mind me. Alright, so this right here is what you would call a Craigslist rebuild. I did nothing to it except clean it. But I'm gonna put it back together with my trusty gasket.
Trusty gasket?
Yeah, and then we're gonna address spark.
Go ahead.
Alright, so we have spark. I just fixed the fuel in the last video. So, in theory, we might get it to fire.
Now we're charging the battery.
Jesus. I think I just shit my pants.
Oh, we got lights. We got one light.
We have one bright.
One bright.
Both the headlights don't work. But we
Wow.
got one bright.
Try starting it.
Alright. Not bad, huh?
Not bad.
Alright, try it again. Got oil pressure or anything in there?
You got oil pressure?
Did you have oil pressure or anything? Or any lights on?
No. The oil light was on when I plugged it in and had the key. Oh, it just turned on now.
Well, yeah, but it was off and it was running.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And I'll try it again. Where's my oil pressure gauge? I don't believe this has an oil pressure gauge.
What?
I don't think it has an oil pressure gauge.
It probably just has an oil light.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
All right, you clear?
Yeah.
No oil light on yet.
What do you need?
That's not bad.
I don't know how many cylinders it's running on, but it's running. There's some combustion happening.
There is something happening
And
indeed.
There's not a fog behind the truck, so we're good.
That is true. Cool.
Sorry.
So now what do you think of the truck?
Me?
Yeah.
It still smells.
Holy crap. Look at all the crap that blew out of the exhaust. Is that a mouse? All that was in the tailpipe. It's even blown all the way out back here.
Careful, don't rip it.
I know. Hey!
Is it crusty?
I mean, it's not horrible, but there's also, like, no fluid in it. It's literally bone dry.
Fresh start.
Yeah. Well, we got some, like, DOT-7 or whatever the hell we have in the garage, the TBM brake stuff. This thing will stop on a dime.
I doubt it. It did stop on a dime in 1970.
Well, yeah, on your 69, we had to take, like, 4 blocks to stop, and it pulled hard left.
Yeah, on the first hit the brake, second one it pulled right. And you could have that upper radiator hose tomorrow. It's like $20 at the store.
Cool. So get that plugged in. And then heat cycle it a little bit.
It's scary.
Carburetor dripping.
Nope.
Look at all the fluid under that cylinder head right there.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, blown intake, blown head gasket. Why was it parked? Who knows?
Yeah.
I would definitely put coolant in it first time, just water.
I mean, that's an easy fix. Just kind of caulk it up a little bit.
Maybe some mouse shit will plug it up.
Oh my! The intake is full of fuel.
Good, it'll kill that mouse shit smell. What's this shit laying on the floor here?
That's Callie's.
Oh my god. This is not going to help.
It's Coronado cherry. It smells so good.
Don't please.
That's black ice too.
So just so I can move on, I have here my camera. If I can turn it on, there we go. Now I'm gonna sink it down in the gas tank so I can see if there's any sort of droppings or critters or what have you. You can see just how safe this thing is to use. What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Oh,
There.
what is that?
I don't know. Spin the camera a little bit. Some crap laying on the bottom. Let's see if you could rotate that the other way. Yeah, something laying on the bottom of the tank.
Is it?
Looks big, whatever it is. What do you see? Anything? I could see it from
I'm
here.
looking at something here. Look at the screen.
I could see it from here, honestly. That's the float for the fuel level. See
Yeah.
it? Well, I'm pretty confident the bottom of the tank looks really, really clean. See it?
Yeah.
There's nothing laying on it. You can see straight down to the other side. It's clean.
Yeah.
I'd run it.
Cool. All right, now that we know that it's running, I'm gonna hook up the fuel system to itself instead of, if you see down here, I got it hooked up to a 5-gallon jug just so we can run it from there. But obviously I just put the camera into the gas tank. It looks pretty clean, looks clean enough for my liking. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hook the fuel system back up to itself and we'll try to run it off the tank. Alright, now that I've got my soft line hooked up, I'm gonna fill this turd up with some gas and get it to run on its own. Problem solved. That everyone's been waiting for. By everyone, I mean myself. Well, the truck ran out of gas, probably because of the massive fuel leak in the carburetor. It ran today. It ran and drove. I was able to run it through first gear. So leaps and bounds were made this video. Next one, I'm going to be trying to work on the brakes more and dialing all that in, because once I get the brakes done, then I can go and actually drive it more than just letting out of the clutch in first gear. And then we can actually see if it's roadworthy, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be addressed as it hits the road for the first time. Now, hitting the road for the first time is probably not going to come for a couple more videos. There's a couple things I have to square away with. I can't use this carburetor. I have to get another carburetor that I have to rebuild that one, throw that one on this engine, just because this one leaks like a sieve. We all saw that. And I really don't feel like blowing up. So I'm not going to use that carburetor. It does run with that carburetor though. We got it running. And so in the next upcoming videos, I'm going to be rebuilding a carburetor, building a brake system, hopefully getting the smell out of the truck. I mean, you could say how bad that smells. Yeah?
Bad.
Hopefully clean up the interior a little bit, and
Ew.
just kind of basic stuff, you know. So, that is all for today's video. I appreciate you watching. Callie, wave goodbye.
Bye.